Blue Yeti.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the North Shore 9 podcast presented by FanDuel. This is Bucko Brew, powered by DeFair Coffee and Tea. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo, and with me is that's not Jim. That's Ryan Alexander. Ryan, welcome. Good morning. How are you?
What is up, DiNardo? The OGs. Yeah, this is we went Bucko Brew upgrade this morning. So
yes,
Jim is trying to get back into the country, or what?
We put a little more caffeine into this this brew this morning.
That's right. But no, good to join you. It's been a while, and I'm looking forward to talking about the one game over 500 Buccos.
There we go. Yeah, it's funny. Like, I was thinking about this last night. I mean, Jim, Jim's trying to get across the border. Hopefully he succeeds. But because he's not going to be here, I asked you to be on. And yeah, like I think about it, it's like, you've never left. You've always been here, right? With North Shore. But like when you like officially like we're back, it's just like, I mean, I talk to you daily. We talk about NS9 stuff daily, but it's like, how many times have we actually podcasted together since you returned? Like 4 or 5, I swear.
Yeah, probably just a handful of post games, and I think I've done a Bucko Brew or two.
You've done like maybe 1 or 2, yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's very rare. I feel like we podcast together, and it's been a while since we have done it since, I guess. So yeah, welcome back
in our 11th year. It's crazy. So but here we are.
We're so dumb. We've been doing this for 11 years. My God, who let us continue?
It's a good
shout out to our wives.
That's right.
For also being dummies.
That's very true. But the listeners have kept us around, DiNardo. That's who. So thank you, I guess.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can call you guys smart either. I don't know what you guys have been doing. I don't know why we're here, but we are. And you're back, and we have a whole new Bucko Brew to talk about because the Pirates are one game over 500. Also, something that's not typically happened when we've been around. So yeah, we get to talk about the Pirates that are one game over 500. They just came out of Toronto winning 1 of 3. Not the greatest series, but I mean, at least they did take 1 of 3. I'll say that. The first 2 games were really bad. And again, it was funny. Like it was another Paul Skeens start where you felt like, all right, he might be the stopper here and help get this team back on track. And maybe they can take 2 out of 3, because of Paul or whatnot. And I'm not going to say like he laid down a clunker, but it wasn't good.
No. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like if Paul Skeens pitches like we know Paul Skeens can pitch, you take that series. I mean, there's a very good chance you take the series. The offense wasn't very good in Toronto. As what was it? 0 for 21 with runners in scoring position over the series.
Just
brutal,
pathetic,
brutal. And the only reason they got some runs yesterday and won was because they hit the ball over the fence. Like if they, I don't know what's with this runners in scoring position thing, but it's the good thing is if you are struggling with that, you can just hit home runs, and thankfully they can do that from time to time, and at least get you a win. So they did salvage 1, which is nice. Mitch Keller was awesome yesterday, and I don't. Again, they could have easily taken that series if Paul Skeens had just been Paul Skeens, but he wasn't.
And if the offense came through one time, just one time in the clutch, but they didn't. But you're right. I mean, I feel like the month of May has been frustrating for a lot of fans, me included, the way this team plays, but they still hang around. I mean, they're one game above 500. I feel like this is like a broken record every week we talk about this. It's unfortunate that this division is so tough right now that, they are one game over 500 and in fifth place. It just feels like there's no team in the NL Central that goes under 500, that they're all competitive. They've been doing this for basically 2 months now. I mean, it is May 25th. So if you think about it, I mean, we're pretty much at the 2-month mark, when it comes to baseball. And this division's good. The Pirates are still hanging around. There's certainly some flaws, but the one thing is there's a bit of a reinforcement coming. The title of the show. I mean, Jared Jones, he made a rehab start a couple days ago. Ben Cherington has mentioned that, Tuesday he'll throw a bullpen. At that point, I mean, the expectation is he's returning, but at that point, they'll talk, they'll see how they progress, they'll see what's next. But I mean, to me, I just feel like all signs point towards Jared Jones coming back. I mean, he's eligible to come back tomorrow, the 26th.
Yeah, 26.
And again, tomorrow's when he's going through the bullpen session. I look at this and just feel like unless Jared Jones' arms falls off again, like he's back, right?
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, he's throwing the bullpen. I think Ben Cherington's quote on the Fan was that they want to just kind of see him in person, meet with him, and it's happening tomorrow. And like you said, it sounds like if the bullpen goes well, they can, he looks healthy, then he's going to get activated. So basically, whether it's, I'm assuming it would be this homestand. I think you'd like to start him at home. So we could see a Jared Jones start, or at least an appearance this week at PNC Park, and it'll be his first appearance with the Buccos since September 27th, 2024.
Wow.
So it's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a year and a half.
I know. It is kind of crazy, but like, think about how good he was when he started with the Pirates. He came up, and again, he was the story of baseball, and that was the year that Paul Skeens was supposed to be coming up, and it was Jared Jones. I mean, he stole Paul Skeens' thunder. That was supposed to be Paul Skeens, and Jared Jones is pitching tremendously, lights out. Paul Skeens comes up, and then it's the two of them that's the story, right? The Hundo Boys. Whether you like or dislike that nickname, it was the Hundo Boys. They were making their media rounds. They're being talked about in baseball. The Pirates were cool. At least for those two. And then he struggles a little bit. And the following year, he comes into camp and is pitching in spring. Seems like he's incorporating the curveball a little bit more. That's something he added at the end of that previous year. And he goes out and he's injured for the whole year. Big blow to the Pirates, who I felt everyone thought like, all right, maybe this is going to be the year. Maybe this is the year they take a step forward and do something. And without him, that was definitely a huge loss. But he's back now.
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, he's made 5 rehab starts. Hasn't hit the 5-inning mark. He's pitched into the 5th inning. The last 2 starts, he went 4 1/3. But his pitch count, I mean, he's, we have the quotes when he was hard. He was throwing 100 miles an hour. I mean, that was back like during spring training. But yeah, his last start, he had 76 pitches. So they ramped him up. He went from 41 pitches to 54 to 52 to 67 to 76. So he's right there. And like, again, his innings are going to be limited, where you believe he's going to go in the rotation or not. They're going to be limited. So, I mean, at this point, he may just be a 5-inning starter, which with Jared Jones being on and really good, that's a really good starter, for your rotation. So I think he's right there. I think he gets activated this week. And this is the first step of fixing, whatever you want to call it, the bullpen. Whether he goes there or not, him just going to the rotation is going to help out the bullpen, because somebody in the rotation would go to the bullpen. So I don't know if you want to get into that talk.
Well, I do. I do. There's a lot, again, there's a lot to talk about with, this return, what it means, who's in the bullpen, who's not. Before we do that, I do want to tell you all just a little bit about the Fair Coffee and Tea. So the Fair is a family and employee-owned and operated business. They believe that coffee and tea are one of life's simplest and most accessible pleasures, and when enjoyed thoughtfully, can open your eyes to the here and now. They have 5 locations across the city of Pittsburgh, including their flagship in the heart of Pittsburgh's historic Strip District. Don't forget to stop by the Fair's new location downtown on Penn Avenue, right across from the Benedum. Grab a cup and fuel up on your walk to PNC Park. Mobile ordering is available. And check out their Instagram for more details. And Ryan, tell everyone, oh, that's right, you might not know. So everyone, hey, go to Fair.coffee. Go in there, use promo code NS930. That gets yourself 30% off your first time order. So again, that is NS930 for 30% off your first order. And go get yourself some Fair Coffee, because it is a treat. Again, here's mine. Every morning I drink it. Swear to God. And Sax Boy Billy proved that Jim Rosati does as well.
There you go.
This is actually a new brew. So that's my first time trying it.
What kind did you get?
You know, as a very good host, you would think I would come prepared to tell you, and I forget.
It's good though. It's good though. So that's good.
Yeah, I forget. This one has it's a little chocolatey too. I'll say that.
Okay.
The last two have been. So, but good stuff. But anyways, so I guess let's just knock this out here. And what I mean by that is Ben Cherington has been pretty non-committal when it comes to what's Jared Jones's role when he returns. Now, he said, I mean, they still view him as a starter long term. Like, he is a starting pitcher. This isn't a situation where it's like maybe because the injury, we put him in the bullpen and now he's a reliever, you know? No, they view him as a starter. But they haven't said that they view him as a starter when he returns. They pretty much sweep that question under the rug every time and just it's like a no answer. We're not sure yet. So again, they haven't really committed that. Well, yeah, when Jared Jones, they haven't gave a Jared Jones answer and said, what the hell are you talking about? I'm a starter. Don't ask me again. Next question.
Next.
They've been pretty much like, we'll see.
Yeah. And people, that question that, why are you guys talking about this? It's true. Ben Cherington hasn't really said one way or the other. He's hinted towards it, but like you said, they view Ashcraft and Bubba as starters too. And last year they were in the bullpen at times. So there is going to be a innings limit with him. So it's just a reality this year. So whether maybe he does start in the rotation, which I hope he is, I think he will, but maybe at some point this year he does go to the bullpen. So it is a possibility. At any rate, my thing, whether it's him, Bubba, Majinski going to the bullpen, it's got to help that bullpen 100%. But I think Jared Jones, I think they are going to place him back into the rotation. Majinski is starting today against the Cubs. Maybe his last start in the rotation. I don't know. But I think Jones goes back into the rotation. I think they'll make that call again, pending on that bullpen and everything tomorrow. But then it goes to, if you believe Jared Jones is in the rotation, who goes to that bullpen? And to me, it's no question, it's Carmen Majinski. And it's just because I think he makes the bullpen so much better. And it's not only, I've seen a lot of this on Twitter and stuff, people saying, well, Majinski will go to the bullpen because he could be the long relief. I don't even think I don't even know if I want him in long relief. The thing is, he can do long relief and do it well, but he can also be, a two inning elite shutdown arm and maybe the 6th or 7th inning or the 7th or 8th, or he could be a back end option. Like you could see Carmen Majinski out there in the 8th throwing a solid 1 inning, and the back end of the bullpen has needed it. I mean, Matson's, down. He struggled. They sent him down. Santana's been a mess. I don't know if they're even going to move him into the back end of the bullpen anymore. We're going to see him kind of in the middle. So Majinski could play that role, and he could play all 3 of them pretty damn good. Yeah. So that's why I see Majinski there. And that's why I think ultimately he just makes the bullpen better. And you can, look, if you want to piggyback him, some starts with Jones or whatever, you could do that too. But I like him as that kind of the Swiss Army knife in the bullpen. He can do a lot of different things, and Don Kelly can utilize him as he sees fit, game in and game out. So I hope that's the plan. Where are you at with this?
Well, I mean, I've said all along, Carmen, he's the best option right now as your 5th starter. I mean, is it really going to be Urquidy? Is it really going to be Hunter Barco? Is it really going to be Thomas Harrington? Is it going to be a lot of these guys that aren't just simply producing in AAA? That's the thing. They're not pitching well down there. What makes you think they're going to come up here and pitch well up here? Now, is that maybe a Ben Cherington problem? Should they have added another starter? Probably, but they didn't. And because they didn't, as of right now, I think Carmen Majinski has been your best option as a 5th starter. And to be quite frank, it's not like he's been bad. I mean, as a 5th starter, he has a 3.96 ERA in 50 innings, which is 3 more than Bubba Chandler, by the way. So for the he can't go deep crowd. Yeah, I'm not arguing this. Like, again, I'm not telling you he's perfect. He's best utilized when he has an opener, right? So you have to like put him in a special situation for him to actually succeed and be better. But again, like he hasn't been bad. I mean, Carmen Mlodzinski is 4-3 as a starter, and the Pirates they've won more times than not when he has started the game. You can't say that about Bubba Chandler. I think Bubba Chandler's lost the last 6 starts that he started. So what I'm getting to is he has been the best option as a 5th starter, and to be honest, he's produced. He's helped this team as the 5th starter. The issue is he can be so much better as a reliever, and this team needs a reliever. Damn it, they need 20 of them at this point. So, like what he possesses to go back into that bullpen, like I said, you go now from he's been a serviceable 5th starter to potentially he's been an elite bullpen arm, and that's a big difference, you know. And that's something that you can really help this team do. And again, we're talking about Jared Jones. Now he's coming off an injury, and there's still concerns about his pitch mix and his repertoire and such. And, you know, like the one thing I'll say is, you know, he returned. It was nice that maybe the commands, you know, that's something that seems to come back last, you know, in this type of injury. And the first few starts, no walks, no big deal. Now the past 2, and again, I'm not saying it's an alarm, but 3 and 4 walks, or 2 and 3. It's a you know, the walks kept up a little bit, only going 4.1 innings those 2 times. And again, only going 4.1 innings those 2 times. I'm not sure if he's fully ready to jump in here and be the old Jared Jones we saw. It might take some time if you do see it this year, but I do think he himself, again, we're talking about a 5th starter. You're talking about Jared Jones. Like, he can certainly be better than a 5th starter. So, like, I feel like you're probably making 2 things better this move. You're still, this rotation has been good. You're still making it better, but then by putting Carmen in the bullpen, you're making that bullpen obviously better. And to your point too, Ryan, like, I think 2 things can be done in that situation, and that's how they've employed this long, air quotes, long relief. The guy who can go long. I don't want to call him a long reliever because he's not there simply to be a long reliever. He's there because he can put up multiple innings whenever you need it, if you need it. So, like, he could come in the 7th and still remain and also pitch the 8th to then carry it over to Gregory Soto, to your point.
Yeah. Yeah, he could do it all. And that's like, he could be a spot starter later if you need it. And the other thing is, if Jones comes into the rotation and does struggle, maybe the control or something from the minors, like you said, he's not quite there yet. Now his swing and miss has been elite still in these rehab starts. But like, if he does struggle, you have options. Like, you can move Mlodzinski back in there as a spot starter, piggyback the 2, or, you know, so like that's the thing. Like, Mlodzinski is versatile where you can do so many different things with him. And I just think the situation this bullpen's been in this year, and it needs help. And this is until the trade deadline, or at least you get into July and maybe late June when some trades start happening, you can't really fix this bullpen. Now, you called Dotel up, which he's had a couple fine outings, but you need more. Like, you need to add an arm or 2 in this bullpen at the deadline. So in the meantime, you throw Carmen Mlodzinski in there, and that should help. And again, if you need him in the back end of the bullpen, which they kind of do, I mean, right now it's Soto and maybe Montgomery.
Maybe.
And it's like, lefties. Montgomery's been good, but you know, I don't know if that's the 100% plan for him. But yeah, like, you could use Mlodzinski in that role. So I like it. I think it's obvious in my head, but I know that Ben Cherington and the Pirates have their own method and outlook. But again, it's just, I mean, is there, I guess, you know, like you said, he hasn't been committal on exactly Jones going in the rotation. Do you think there's a chance that he goes to the bullpen to start?
I think there's a chance, because like you can make sense of it. I'll say this, like, again, this isn't what I would choose to do, but think about this. When you look at this rotation, has there been a person that you look at and say, listen, you're killing us, we need to get you out of here? I mean, so again, think about the Carmen Mlodzinski situation. Like, he's been fine. You know, when you're talking, and I know WAR, I mean, FIP's involved in stuff. So, like, yeah, like if you want to hear this or not, I understand why or whatever. But when you look at WAR, Paul Skeens 1.6 WAR, Braxton Ashcraft 1.5, Mitch Keller 1.3, and then there's Carmen Majinski at the 1.2. Like, he's been valuable as a starter. You look at ERA, there's Braxton Ashcraft at 2.89, Paul Skeens with a 3, Mitch Keller with a 3.64, Carmen Majinski with a 3.96. Like, he's been fine. You know, like, there's reasons you can make an argument that Carmen Majinski has been an asset to this rotation. Again, whether you want to hear this or not, like, he has helped this rotation. He has
2.98 FIP too.
Right. And again, I know that's why Fangraphs, again, they go based off FIPs. That's why a lot of people go, who's a FIP merchant? And I get it. But still, like, the 3.96 ERA is not bad. I mean, it's certainly well below the league average and such. So, like, he's been a very serviceable fifth starter. Like, you can make the argument he belongs there. The thing is funny and ironic. It's like Bubba Chandler actually makes the argument of, like, if you're going to boot someone out, and, like, think about this. If I'm Carmen Majinski, if you're going to boot something out here, it better not be me. It better not be me. Do you see what I'm doing? Look at Bubba over here who can't throw a strike. If you're taking anyone out here, it better be Bubba Chandler. So, like, there's actually the argument, like, if you're going to remove anybody, maybe it's Bubba. Like, I mean, you can make the argument, does Bubba need to go back down to AAA to work on some things? To get like, he doesn't have the command that you really want to see. He's all over the place. And again, like, even though the thing I was mentioning, like, even though that Blue Jays start, he had 11 strikeouts and the line looked good, they were swinging a lot of stuff that most guys don't.
Yep.
And, like, they were kind of helping him in that sense, because I don't think his stuff was all that different than it typically has all year. Was it a little bit better? Maybe. Yeah. But I don't think it was tremendously better. I don't think he went that start and said, yeah, this is my role. I look good. There's still, to me, a lot of concerns about Bubba Chandler and how he pitches this year.
Yeah. I agree with you, but I don't think they will, and I don't think you can really put Bubba in the bullpen. Obviously the walks. I mean, he leads the National League in walks. He has a 6.5 walk per 9. You know, you don't need that coming out of the bullpen, and you know, here comes Bubba in the 7th inning and starts walking people. Could just get himself in trouble. I made the point before the Blue Jays start, like, maybe he just needs to go to AAA to work on the control problem. I see that more as an option than putting him in the bullpen, but I think they're just going to keep rolling with him. And again, if he continues to struggle in the rotation, then you have options with Jared Jones up here and Majinski up here. So you have a couple of different options you can go to, but just on the whole thing and who goes to the rotation, everything. The other thing with this, and it probably shouldn't matter because you'd say, like, well, who's running the team here? But Paul Skeens and Jared Jones they're kind of boys. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah, kinda. I mean, absolutely.
We talked about, people were saying, oh, get rid of Henry Davis when Bart's ready and send him to AAA. But like, that's not going to happen because Henry Davis is Paul Skeens' catcher. So I don't see them move, putting Jones in the bullpen because him and Paul Skeens are boys. And I know it shouldn't matter, but it does. I mean, it's Paul Skeens.
Let me counter you there.
Yeah.
So was Kyle Nicholas, and they traded him.
True. But also
for a guy, for like a 25-year-old who's still stuck in AAA.
It's true. But Jared Jones was like, they came up together. Like I said, Jones was that he was actually before Skeens, and like you said, stole some of his thunder. But then Skeens came up that year, and they were like 1-2. But yeah, I don't know. Jones is a lot better than Nicholas. Let me say that.
Well, yes. Yeah.
And again, if he comes up and he's struggling and he needs, then they can adjust. You have options at that point. But I think until that's shown, if he's showing it, he's healthy in this bullpen tomorrow, he's going to get the chance to start. That's where I believe he's at.
Yeah.
And if it's only 5 really good innings for now, then I mean, I'm all for it. And you have Majinski in the bullpen that could bridge the gap or be a 8th, 9th inning guy if you needed, and just kind of go from there. So, But anyway, I don't think you can move Bubba to the bullpen.
Right. So I'll say, and I agree. Like I don't think so there's some pitchers that you say, like, if you got them out of the starter role and put them in the bullpen, they would thrive. Like Carmen Mlodzinski fits that. I don't think Bubba fits that either. Like he's going to be part of the problem as well. So like looking at the starters again, I think you keep Bubba in the starting role as well. So it just naturally comes down to Carmen Mlodzinski, and again, Carmen's been putting up a fight. So like let's look at the other end here. If you were to take Jared Jones out of the rotation and put him into the bullpen as well, like I think again, hear me out, right? I'm making the argument to make it because let's put this out here too. Like, I mean, this is an exact quote from Ben Cherington. We certainly believe he's a starting pitcher. We'll make the determination about exactly who he is, and what role he's ready to come back to the team. Certainly very possible he's starting games, but we want to take it an outing at a time with all of these guys. So again, being very non-committal. They do look him at a starting pitcher. Jared Jones, I mean, I will say this, and I think we can agree to this. Jared Jones is a pitcher of, if you put him in the bullpen, he will be electric. It's like, again, Bubba will have issues. I think Jared, if you put him in the bullpen, he can and will be electric. Is that also fair?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
And this bullpen needs help, right? So like I think that's the argument. Like Carmen has been doing fine, like he's definitely been doing fine. And I think Jared Jones coming back, he could give you that multiple innings, electric, elite type of arm to help out the bullpen. And that could maybe help save some innings right now. I think that's the only argument you kind of have.
Yeah. And you're right. And like I said, later in the year, they're going to have some issues with some of these innings. And you guys have talked about Ashcraft. Like he's already he's going to hit his max innings, or I guess where you would think his max innings would be this year. He's going to hit that by like mid-season. And then you have Bubba, you have Jared Jones coming back. So like come August, September, like a lot of these guys may be at pretty high pitch counts, or not pitch counts, but innings where they want to be. So what do you do at that point? Like you didn't sign a Patrick Corbin to come in here and eat innings. Mitch Keller's another one. Like he's an innings eater, but Mitch Keller also typically has struggled in the second half. So like
Right.
This team, well, we talk about them hanging around 500 and it's good. And let's just get to a point where they hit a winning streak and get ahead of things and get out of the 5th place in the NL Central. But they may have Mitch Keller could struggle in the second half again. You may have Bubba and Ashcraft on innings where you're like, we need to get innings from somewhere else and limit them. So there may be a lot of creative kind of skipping starts, moving around. And there's been talk, people are about this 6-man rotation. Where are you at with this? I'm like,
No,
so against, okay, good.
absolutely not.
I'm so against this 6-man rotation idea. It's absurd. Like I don't like, I feel like if you do 6-man rotation, I believe you just keep the bullpen in the same spot, and the bullpen needs help at this point. Like you
keep the bullpen in the same spot. And again, you're not worried about Paul and Mitch. I mean, Paul and Mitch, I absolutely need and have to see every 5 days.
right.
Like I'm not taking away starts from Paul Skeens.
No.
Period. Full stop.
Okay.
Right.
I'm glad
like
you said that, because I'm out on the 6-man rotation. Let me just I just wanted to get that out there.
Yeah.
It's like,
no,
no,
I get the premise of it. Like the idea of it is because there are guys that you need to save innings. So like if you have a 6-man, that kind of spreads things out and maybe helps their arm get through the year. But again, you're not doing that with Paul, and certainly not Mitch. But like, I do want to point out here something. Again, Mitch Keller, innings eater. We know that. Most innings pitched in baseball. Mitch Keller, 10th in MLB with 64.1. Braxton Ashcraft is 18 with 62.1. 18 most innings in baseball. So you're correct. Like they are going to have to find ways to get creative with this rotation and do stuff. So I think, like, with this being said, even with what Ben's saying, I think it does make sense that Jared Jones comes in as a starter. And I do want to point out this too, like about monitoring innings. I don't really think you're all that worried about Jared, if this makes sense. Like he's coming off a major injury, right? But he's also coming the end of May. So he's only already pitched a handful of innings, in the minors as it was. I don't think if he goes every 5 days the rest of the year, he's pitching 110 innings.
Yeah, let's say you have 20 starts and he
At
goes
most.
about 5 innings and 20 starts. That's, you got 100 innings right there. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think he'd be throwing, or at least they don't want him to throw probably more than 110 or 120.
Yeah, so I guess that's where I'm at, is like, I don't think there's a whole lot of need of, like, when it's August, how do we find ways to get Jared to limit innings? I think, like, he's naturally, because when he's coming up, having his innings limited, and he's probably not going all that deep, as you mentioned, for multiple reasons,
Yeah.
actually, for the reasons he didn't go too deep to begin with.
Right.
But,
Yeah, 2024 he really didn't. Yeah.
right. So I think, again, like, there is that. So, yeah, they're gonna so I think Carmen goes to the bullpen. He can certainly help them out, just like you said, for multiple reasons. I mean, the thing is too, like, your best relievers is Soto and Montgomery, and again, I'm throwing Sisk out there like that. Those now you can debate that. Sisk hasn't been in big leverage moments, and that's why his numbers are good. And when he finally was, he had a home run hit against them. Like, sure, but regardless, like, the only three guys in this bullpen that have produced decent enough numbers, they're all lefties. So, like, Carmen being in there as a multiple inning guy you can throw out there, and as a righty, is something that's absolutely needed. So I think it's unfortunate, but it's like a long conversation with Carmen saying, like, I appreciate your services. And Carmen, honestly, we're a game over 500 because of you, not in spite of you. Like, you have certainly helped us get there, and we appreciate that. But you know what? Jared's back. He's a starting pitcher. And the thing is, Carmen, like, your services aren't over. You're absolutely needed in this bullpen. And we know how electric and elite you can be there, and go help this team even further. And it sucks for Carmen. Like, I know, again, it hasn't been all pretty, but he's kind of proven that he can be a serviceable starter, and that gets you paid. And he's not gonna be able to do that going through arbitration now and such. And maybe he gets a Clay Holmes treatment later when he gets free agency and other teams see it and they can make him one. But, like, at this rate, he's going to go through probably being mostly a reliever and such. But I do want to say this too. I don't think this is the end of Carmen's starting role because of what you said. Like, I think that's how they find ways to get creative. It's not a 6-man rotation. It's maybe some spot starters, some guys in AAA that might finally start stepping up. Because, again, like, Wilbert Hotel has not pitched great as a starter down there. Antoine Kelly has not pitched great as a starter down there. Hunter Barco hasn't really been since he got put that back down there. Thomas Harrington, like, no one's, like, really stepping up. Now they're coming for a spot start or two, maybe, one or two of them. And again, maybe Carmen give you some innings or whatever. Like, Braxton's probably gonna have a few weeks off, in the middle of the season, maybe All-Star break or something. Like, they're gonna find ways. So I don't think this isn't technically, like, the last time we see Carmen, but I think, like, the predominant role that we're seeing going forward is probably Carmen in the bullpen.
Yep. No, I agree. And there's also a chance at the deadline they could pick up not only a bullpen arm, maybe they pick up some starter or somebody that could eat innings and start, every fifth day or here and there. But
Very good call.
yeah, it would be nice if one of those AAA pitchers could kind of steady the ship, because, like, Tom Harrington seems like the forgotten man at this point. Like, he's just so far off the radar. Barco, we saw him earlier this year. I didn't understand the whole starting him in the bullpen, but then he wasn't pitching in long relief. He was pitching in, like, high leverage spots, and then they sent him down. Now he's starting. So I didn't really get all of that strategy from the start, but he's not pitching well. No one really is pitching well down there. And yeah, it's a pitching park too down there for the most part. So it would be nice to see one of those guys. That would be huge if they could come up and at least, like I said, throw a start here and there every week or so, or a couple weeks, and just kind of give some guys some rest. But but they'll have options here. Like I said, the deadline by that point, but you have to see what Jared Jones has, and it's just going to be in the rotation, and I'm all for it. And you are, and yeah, we're off the 6-man rotation, so don't do that. But it gets me excited because it's forever who goes to the bullpen. It's going to help the pen, obviously huge. It's basically it's like trading for an MLB starter. It's someone that could be electric, and then you throw Majinski in the bullpen, and it helps. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited.
Is this the patent Neil Huntington, like, We didn't need to make a trade because getting Jared Jones was almost like having a trade
It's
made.
true though. It's true. Neil Huntington, yeah, it was no
He
other.
loved it, guys coming back from injuries.
He did, but no other MLB team is adding a Jared Jones type caliber in end of May, early June. So,
This is
yeah, so
you
it's true.
drumming up the Pirates PR drum already.
Hey, if we were listening to Neil Huntington more often, we might have a bullpen right now too.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Colin
that's one. I know. Can we
Horman.
I don't know what is Neil Huntington doing? Can we hire? Can Ben hire him as like? Is he? Can we steal him away and be like our bullpen?
There, like, and that's why I said Colin Horman, because I mean they picked him up and look what they've done.
True.
That's a Neil Huntington stamp right there if you ever nailed one.
It is. Try steal him away from the Guardians and give him the bullpen constructor role. VP.
Bullpen constructor. I love it.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Right.
We need you, Neil.
Correct. But also, like, you are correct. I mean, that is something. Like, this team is one game over 500, and getting a Jared Jones type is certainly a potential boost that you can have on this team. That's what we're talking about. Like, that's the reasons why. Like, this rotation has been good, and he can make it better. And in doing so, you're actually putting Carmen in the bullpen, which has been bad. So maybe that can help stabilize that for a little bit. I mean, he still needs some help, but yeah, I mean, he coming back helps two things at once. And I do want to say this too. I mean, it's only in 2 starts because you can only get this information like holistically from AAA, because not every team has StatCast, or at least that we can see and such. But in the 2 starts in AAA, he's thrown, this is Jared Jones again, he's thrown his 4-seam 42% of the time, the slider 26%, the changeup 16%, the curveball 10.5%, and his sinker 4.7%. All pitches, positive plus stuff. I mean, 128 on the 4-seam, which again, we knew was electric. I mean, the 4-seam and slider, that was his bread and butter. So again, this is also why there's the small subset that I've always believed that Jared Jones is a reliever to begin with, regardless of him coming back, whatever. There's been a large portion that thinks he's a reliever to begin with because he only has 2 pitches. There's a very Chris Archer-like, except Chris Archer was also Chris Archer. Jared Jones hasn't proven really much of anything as of yet, but he was a 4-seam slider guy. He doesn't really have a third pitch, but the thing is, those 2 pitches have always been electric. So again, a 128 stuff plus on the 4-seamer, a 121 stuff plus on the slider, electric. But the thing is, the changeup, a 109, the curveball, 111, the sinker, 108. Like, he's throwing 5 pitches. The sinker, a little a handful here, but he's throwing 4 pitches. I mean, he's legit. He's throwing 4 pitches all over 10% of the time in those 2 starts. Again, change up in the curveball, 2 secondary offerings, and those are so far grading out well. So again, boding well for is Jared Jones a starter or reliever?
Yeah. The changeup's going to,
or the starter argument. Hey, I should end that with.
Yeah. I mean, the changeup's going to be the changeup's going to be a huge pitch for him if he can come up and throw it consistently and keep hitters off balance on that, because yeah, he was basically a 2-pitch pitcher. And if he can add that changeup, now the curveball kind of expected batting average down there 372. So and it's got a little bit of a hard hit rate, so it's gotten hit hard a bit there. But yeah, I think the changeup is the pitch that he's been working on, and if he can throw that and keep hitters off balance with his fastball, obviously that would be huge. And because yeah, we know the fastball is what did Stump say? It's the FU fastball.
Yes.
So, yes. 100 plus miles an hour. So yeah, if he can effectively throw that changeup and work it off the fastball, and then you have the slider thrown in, I think he could be really good. And again, he may strike out 7, 8, 9, 10 guys, and he may only be going 4 and 5 innings, hopefully 5, but that's fine. Like, he's coming back from injury. You don't really see him going 7 innings. I know he did it a couple times in 2024, but yeah, 5 innings is fine at this point where he's at. So I'll take it. But yeah, I think the changeup is the pitch that's going to be key for him.
Yeah, for sure. So again, I'm certainly excited to have Jared Jones coming back. And again, of what he's done, I mean, the innings are limited, right? The past 2 starts, he's given up a little bit of runs, so he's walked some. But again, he's tuning up to be here and be the best version of himself in the major leagues. That's his spring training. Like, this is his spring training right now. So I'm not too worried about him. I think we know what he can do, and I think we're seeing a better version of him right now. Again, with his secondary offerings that he's now throwing a little bit more and such. So again, like that's why I was excited about Jared Jones. Last year when old man, God, now I forget his name, was here. That came from Houston that recommended Bill Murphy. Geez, what was his name?
Oh, our pitching guru,
old pitching coach. Guru, I should say, not coach. But God, anyways, when he was here, that's what I was excited about. Jared Jones, like how he's going to help him out. We didn't get to see that, so now Bill Murphy's here, and it's like, well, how is Bill Murphy going to help him out, maybe and such. So again, he was tinkering with that curveball a bit. Now he's got this change up here and such.
Did you say the old man?
Yeah, well, he's like 77 years old.
He was, yeah. I can't think of his name either.
Brent Strom. That's it.
Brent Strom. There it is.
Yeah. Again, that's why I was excited about Jared Jones and the Brent Strom. Yep. Like when he was hired, immediately I thought of Jared Jones. So we didn't get to see how that was able to develop. Maybe we get to see it this year.
The Hundo boys, they're back.
That's the thing too. It's like there's a lot of swagger with Jared Jones, and the way this team is right now also. I don't know, man. Like that's we saw how he was in starts before, and it's almost like the Bubba thing. Like Bubba, well, Braxton gets pissed, but Braxton gets pissed off and like, I'm pissed off on myself. This is unacceptable because I know ball. I can't do that anymore. And I feel like Bubba gets like kind of emotional on the mound. Like Jared gets very emotional on the mound also, but I felt like he harnesses it. Like it's almost like a superpower for him. Like he gets emotional and it's like more towards the Braxton part. Like, this is unacceptable. I want to make sure this next pitch is. So like I love watching him on the mound too. There's a lot of emotion, a lot of excitement. And again, that's what this team has now opposed to back then. Like, I'm just excited to have Jared Jones here, this whole team, what they got going on. And yeah.
If you want Jared Jones in the bullpen, let's make the playoffs. And then I'm all for Jared Jones coming out of the bullpen for an inning or two in the playoffs. And there you go. Playoffs.
Well, he might be starting in the playoffs, man. Again,
he could if he's looking good, but I don't know.
But that's what's so exciting about this team is there are certainly some options. If Bubba can turn things around, like that's a fierce 5-man rotation. I mean, think about this. Every one of these guys have number 1, number 2 type stuff. Potential.
Yeah.
That's 1 through 5.
Yep. And even when Bubba has been struggling with the control and everything, like he's still 5 innings, 6 innings, and the team's still in the game. Like, there's only been a handful of starts where like a starter's gotten lit, and it's like, well, this game's over. Like, we just haven't seen that very much this year, which is very good. So it's just now we need to start 7-game homestand, DiNardo. We need to start stacking some wins. Every time I say this, the team takes like 2 steps back and they can't get ahead of the 8 ball. Like, we need to start winning at home.
Well, and I feel like that's what's May's been. I mean, the one thing is like we've been talking about series, and they've been winning series. And once May turned over, it's been kind of spotty. And ironically enough, like they play pretty well away. Like I know they lost the Toronto series, but they don't lose too many series away.
Well, they haven't lost they haven't been under 500 on a road trip all season.
Right.
Like they're 14-13 on the road, which that's what you want to do. You want to play 500 ball on the road. They've done that and then some a little bit, one game, but you can't play 500 at home. And even last year's team was horrible, and they went 44-37 at home. So like you need to get above 500 at home, and hopefully this is the week to do so.
Yeah. So like you mentioned, you got the Cubs coming into town now. This again, it's NL Central Division Series. The Cubs are 2-8 in their last 10. So I'll say this too: they're catching the Cubs at a down time. Because the Cubs were on fire not too long ago. Now, of course, the Pirates took care of the Cubs already because they've pretty much been taking care of teams mostly. So they've already taken care of the Cubs once. The Cubs are now coming into PNC Park, and again, they're 2-8 in the last 10. They're not doing good.
They've lost struggling. 8 in a row. Like they're on a tailspin.
Yes. But PCA looks awful out there in the outfield. Looks awful when he's on deck circle. He's just an awful human being. He's just terrible.
They haven't won since PCA told somebody to do something.
Yeah, exactly. So you can blame on him, but also like when we've been talking about pitchers this whole time. Turn it over to the Cubs starters. Like in the month of May, they've been awful. Like in the month of May, Shota 5.34 ERA, Colin Rea 5.06 ERA, Jamison Tyone 6.53, Edward Cabrera 5.79, and then Ben Brown is 3 stars 2.25. Like every starting pitcher has been ass.
And we don't know because Edward, they just put Cabrera on the 15-day IL. Boyd's on the IL. Shota just pitched, I believe, yesterday. So I think we're going to miss him.
And I don't know who's starting
all these games.
He has been lights out against the Pirates. So even though he's got this 5.34 ERA and his 30 innings pitched in the month of May, thank God the Pirates aren't facing him because they had nothing for that splitter.
Right. So we miss him. So it's like, it's Ben Brown starts today, but after that, I'm sure we'll see Tyone, old friend there. But like I don't know who else these starts are coming from. So it'll be like I said, it's just the Cubs are on a tailspin. They're lost 8 in a row. You're at home. It's a division game. Like just take advantage. But I don't know, DiNardo. We've seen this before where, this team's, on a whatever losing streak, and then they come in and we turn them around. So hopefully that's not the case here. Hopefully because we should have the pitching, at least the starting pitching matchups in this series. We should have the advantage. And hopefully we take it to the Cubs.
Right. Again, Majinski's starting today, potentially his last start. And again, for what it's worth, like, when he starts, the Pirates tend to win. I don't know if they're doing the opener thing today. Doesn't sound like they are.
Doesn't sound like it.
They would have
Montgomery
been sure by now.
So
he's gonna have to go out there and prove himself as a starter. It's been around, but I mean that's the thing. Like we talk about, like there's really not any pitcher that like you line up and say, well, not today. Bubba's, I guess, that guy, but Bubba's shown I guess I take it back again. They've lost 6 straight starts with Bubba. So Bubba's that guy, but that's just one guy. Now, the thing is they have a whole rotation full of those guys also that you're not confident in. So like when you look at this, the pitching is a strength for the Pirates. I feel comfortable. Like they're at home, they're facing the Cubs. I know the Pirates don't have like all cylinders rolling, but again, starting pitching, they clear at this point in time. Obviously, like you say, they're not going to face Shota. That's a plus here. Brown has been pretty good in the limited amount of starts. He has a 2.09 ERA on the year. Today seems like it could be the shot the Cubs have, but like I said, Jamison Tyone has been just bad, like just absolutely abysmal. When you talk about the long ball that the Pirates have been hitting, Jamison Tyone's given up 6 home runs in his last 2 starts.
Yeah. Not good.
He's given up 10 in his last 5.
We just need to just walk Ian Happ every time he's up, and we should be okay in this series.
Money.
Because it's Pirate Killer Ian Happ coming into town. The other thing with this series and kind of the whole homestand that I'm looking forward to is it's the Password and the Magician. It's their PNC Park debuts. Hopefully today, DiNardo. So I'm interested to see the whole outfield rotation and how Don Kelly's going to play that. But at this point, hopefully it's a lot of Garcia and Valdez coming off the bench and or Valdez starting. If you use the DH, hopefully sit Azuna a couple games and you can use the DH as they did with Cruz and got one of the other guys in the lineup. So I'm interested to see them two at PNC Park and the Password and the Magician. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, same. Again, like we're not so it's not fully announced who's going to be starting and such. But the Cubs do have a lot of righties, so
thank God.
The Pirates. Well, I was gonna say the Pirates struggle against lefties. Very
you
clear. Right? Was it a 0.4 ERA against lefty starters?
It's bad.
Lefty starters have against the Pirates, I should say. Yeah, it's been bad. So the thing is, like, with the password being up here and the magician being up here, like, they can help this team hopefully against lefties. And yeah, as Merlin hit his first hit yesterday, it was a home run. But like, their services aren't as needed because they're going to face probably a lot of righties in this lineup for the next week. I think it's lined up the way it should look, is I think all righties. They won't even face a lefty at all this week. And again, if that's the case, your lineup's at max effort as well. Like, they should be pretty solid there. So like, it's not, what I'm saying is they're not leaning on it's a lefty. Please, dear God, Garcia and Esmerlin, do something. We need you to save the day. You know, they're in this lineup with already a good lineup in, and they're going to make a debut, and there's a lot of pressure taken off. So, and again, Esmerlin hit his home run, like, he got his first one. And if you finally got to see Esmerlin for the first time, to that moment, like, just what a lovable character.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, you mentioned about facing all righties here coming up. It's kind of nice because it feels like, and I know it just feels like it because we were terrible against lefties, but it feels like we're facing like most like lefties like 2 out of 3 times every series. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to some righties because, like you said, you should get the best of the Pirates lineup. But yeah, I mean, you have 5 outfielders at this point, and you can really only start 3 of them because you got Azuna DHing. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how kind of they work this rotation and get Garcia and
Right.
Esmerlin in there. So, but yeah, you got to start getting some wins here at home, and I'm liking it. Hopefully it's this week, and you got Derek Shelton coming up this weekend, and
I was going to say, let's do this too. Let's kick it on over to Cody real quick. We'll come back, and there's another series coming up here we'll talk about.
This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack hydration sponsor. IQ Bar protein bars, IQ Mix hydration mixes, and IQ Joe mushroom coffees are the delicious, low-sugar, brain and body fuel you need to win your day. The Ultimate Sampler Pack is a great way for you to try all IQ Bar products and flavors. You get 9 IQ bars, 8 IQ Mix sticks, and 4 IQ Joe sticks. All IQ Bar products are clean label certified and entirely free from gluten, dairy, soy, GMOs, and artificial ingredients. With over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are fueling their lifestyles with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. The Ultimate Sampler Pack includes all 3. My personal favorites so far have been the almond butter chip and the iced tea lemonade hydration mix. It's just really full of flavor. I love starting my day with it, and I couldn't imagine starting my day with anything else other than IQ Bar products. Right now, IQ Bar is offering our podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products, including the Ultimate Sampler Pack, plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, text MLB to 64,000. That's MLB 64000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details.
Yep. So again, they got the series against the Cubs. That's the first one. Hopefully they take care of business. But yeah, Derek Shelton and the Twins come back into town. How do you think that reception is going to go?
Probably not well. Probably get booed is what I would assume. When you have a .410 winning percentage in 5 years, 5+ seasons with the Pirates, that probably not going to get a great reception. Is my guess.
Probably not going to get a great reception.
But for I think I don't think it's going to be it'll be a story, but I don't think it's going to be a big deal. It's probably a little weird for Don Kelly. I mean, considering Shelton hired him and he was his bench coach for 5+ seasons and now took over for him. And you don't really see that around baseball. We talked about it when he was, named the manager, and it wasn't an interim. Like Ben Cherington made a point to say he's not interim. Usually when a manager gets fired midseason, you have an interim manager. And then they brings their own guy in next year or whatever. And that didn't happen here. So like Don Kelly was Shelton's guy for 5+ seasons. So it'll be a little weird, I'm sure, for Donnie. And maybe we'll have like a dueling manager ejections this weekend. Donnie's got 2 now. And I think Shelton has at least 1 maybe 2 with Minnesota, but
I think he has a couple.
I think so too, because it was like,
where
where was this when he was here, you know? But
right.
but yeah, so maybe we'll get some ejections or something from those two. But yeah, it's you know, the Twins have been better than expected after their like mini fire sale last year.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Derek Shelton has the Twins. We're talking about the Pirates, one game over 500. The Twins are just one game below 500. And yeah, like you mentioned, they had this mini sell off. Like it was ironic and funny because I felt like when they hired Derek Shelton, they were just like, it was like, welcome back to the Pirates all over again. Like Derek Shelton just destined to be the manager that takes just bad teams.
I mean, the fact that he got a manager job right off the bat is kind of crazy too, from where he was.
Well, don't tell Neil that.
But yeah, but you know, is Neil going to the games this weekend to see his buddy, to see Derek Shelton and back in PNC Park? We'll have to see if he's coming
in. He mentioned something too. I think about in spring training. Is like, we should get me credentials just so I can talk to Derek Shelton for this series.
Derek Shelton's #1 fan. We can put it on his credential. Yeah,
you just go like, Derek, do you realize how you're done dirty? But anyways, no, I don't think he's going to be at this series, unfortunately. But no, I will say, like, yeah, the Twins offense. I mean, Byron Buxton has been just back to his MVP self. I mean, he's got a 2 WAR. He's got 16 home runs already on the year. Ugh. He's dominating. Ryan Jeffers is dominating. Trevor Lawrence is dominating. Austin Martin's playing pretty damn well. Like, yeah, like this Twins lineup has been pretty nice. Now the pitching there's more to be desired out there, which seems to be the story this week. That's how the Cubs are. That's how the Twins are. So it seems like this week is going to be 2 teams that still have a good offense. So again, like everything about the Cubs we talked about in the month of May. In the month of May, the offense has pretty much still been there for them. Just in the pitching, and for the Twins, it seems like it's pretty much about the same thing. Like the offense it's a pretty good offense. And again, if there's one thing that the Pirates have, they have a really good starting pitching staff. This bullpen, though, this bullpen is going to be tested in both series.
Yep. Yeah, dude. Looking at that Cubs lineup, every hitter is above average. WRC plus, except for Dansby Swanson. Like,
there you go.
It's a very good lineup. And like you mentioned, a couple of guys on the Twins. Yeah, you're going to have to pitch the lights out, which obviously the Pirates can, the starting rotation, maybe not the bullpen. But you just got to look, you got a team coming in that's struggling, and you got a Twins team that's at 500, and Derek Shelton's managing them. Take advantage. You're at home.
He's like, and Derek Shelton's managing them. Like, that's part of the equation.
you just got to take advantage.
Not only are they the Twins, but Derek Shelton's managing them. So they're going to find a way to lose.
That's right. So yeah, you got to win some games there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So this is a big week. It's at home. They hopefully, again, for all things, like they went to St. Louis, they went to Toronto, they come out of that and they're 3-3 on the road. Like, again, I know the Toronto series, you look and it's like, oh my God, like there's some disappointment, but keep looking big picture, like just like the West Coast trip, like you wanted to see more, you hope to see more, but it was like at the end of the day, like they came out at 500, like they're 3-3 with St. Louis and Toronto. You can't ask for really too much more for teams. If you can go 500 on the road, like you mentioned, they're 14-13 this year on the road. Like if you're doing that, that usually is a good sign of things to come, for the future. And you talk about playoff stuff. So like they're taking care of business for the most part, that in important places.
And they've done very good against the NL Central too. Like they're 5-1 against the Reds. They took that series in Wrigley against the Cubs. The Brewers, they took a series from. So like besides the 4-game sweep to the Cardinals, they did take that series in St. Louis, right? Besides that, they've done well against the NL Central. So you have the Cubs for 4. So let's keep that up, and yeah, don't let the Cubs get off the mat.
No. That's it. So right now, FanDuel has the Pirates for today, plus 106. Again, Carmen Majinski starting, Ben Brown against the Cubs. But I think they can take 2 out of 3. If you can take 2 out of 3 against them, 2 out of 3 against the Twins.
Let's take 3 out of 4.
That's my bad. I think they could take 3 out of 4. But if they split it, and you take 2 out of 3 against the Twins, like you just come out of this, just getting one game above, one more game above 500, back to 2 games over, into next week. Like you take that. And again, that the Cubs are struggling right now. The Cubs are in I believe third place. Yeah, they're 29, 24th in third place. I mean, the Pirates are just 2 games behind them. So like they can make up ground here. That's just the thing about the NL Central in total. Like the Pirates are in 5th place, but only 4.5 back from Milwaukee. Like it's not, again, like everyone's playing good ball right now. Everyone. It's right now. It's Milwaukee. It's the Cardinals. It's the Cubs, and then it's the Reds. Just a half game above the Pirates right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. As good as the whole division is played, you're only 4.5 back, and yeah, you're in last place, but it's just because everybody's around the same. But yeah, you haven't buried yourself, and that's what playing around 500 does. You kind of stay in things. I mean, look at the Phillies who beat us up last weekend. They're 1 game under, but they're 9.5 back because the Braves took off. And so I don't, the NL Central, hopefully the more divisional games are going to start and teams will start beating up on each other. And, but yeah, at some point you need to hit some sort of, not even a winning streak, like win 4 out of 5, 6 out of 7, 6, 7, just get some kind of winning streak going. Yeah. And, get ahead of some of these teams. So, and no better time to do that than when you're playing a team in your division that's ahead of you. So,
yeah, just to put out there, 2 games from the wild card. So, yeah, I mean, they're very much in it. Like, I know that's the frustrating part about 500 teams. That's baseball. Baseball's the game of, like basketball, a game of runs, more or less. Baseball, you have a slew of good games and a slew of bad games. When they have the good games, it's like, oh man, we're going to go to playoffs. It's the World Series Pirates. And we have that slew of bad games. It's this is a terrible team, 90 losses, 100 losses. And at the end of the day, you're a game above 500, which is exactly what you thought they were going to be going into this year. So just keep doing what you're doing. There's Jared Jones coming back. There's reasons to be even more optimistic about what they can do. He can certainly help out the bullpen by Carmen going there, whomever goes there when he does return initially. And maybe it'll be against the Twins. So we'll find out.
Yep. Can I plug something for a minute, DiNardo?
Yeah.
So if you haven't noticed, I brought the blog back. As if you believe it or not, when we first started this thing, DiNardo, we were a blog for at least a couple months until we started podcasting. But
which, by the way, was my only request coming to do the blog. I was like, yes, if I can not write and we start podcasting at a later time, I'll join.
Yeah, we're like, we'll do mid-season of 2016, and then I think we lasted like a month and a half. We're like, okay, we're starting it. But we've had some version of the blog kind of throughout the whole 11 years. But yeah, Neil and I decided to relaunch it. We've been doing our game takeaways after every game. The NS9 report every Monday morning. It's currently up. I talk about Jared Jones possibly being activated this week as well, and some other things. So check that out. But yeah, the blog is right on the website. And we always, Neil does a farm report usually every Friday. We definitely do our post-game takeaways and then just have some other articles in there throughout the week. So yeah, it's been good. Got to plug the blog. It's back, baby. We're going back to our roots.
Yeah, no, for sure. It has been. I want to plug something here as well. And it's going to be a bad plug because I'm not telling you guys what it is, but we've been working behind the scenes on something that's pretty big as well. And I think I'll just put it this way. If you are our Patreon or MVP members, I think we're going to be telling you guys about something, and you might be beta testing something soon if you desire. But there's also something pretty big coming out of the works here soon. Once that's announced, once that's final, we'll announce it because it's going to be pretty cool.
It's
but also
possibly, yeah,
it is life altering. Mm-hmm. It's altered my life for the past few weeks. I'll say that.
Yes, it has.
So, but also the link in the description. June 13th is coming. I mean, that's less than 3 weeks away now, isn't it?
Yes.
So
yes.
So go and get your tickets. That's our next tailgate. We'll be having a blast. There's tickets for sale. They all come with $10 preloaded value. After the game, we'll all be able to go onto the field and play catch. You can play catch with Doug. If there's no reason to click that link and buy tickets, you can play catch with Doug.
Doug may have a line to play catch with him.
It might. He might. Doug's not going to have. He's going to have a 2-week hiatus of podcasting.
Right.
He's on the IL with an arm injury.
And I know Cody missed the first one, but I think will all of us be there this June?
Yeah, every one of us will be.
We'll all be there. I'm coming. My daughter is coming with me, so yeah, we'll be. Hopefully, we don't get umbrellas flying through the bleachers this game or any rain.
We literally had people getting hit in the face with a freaking umbrella.
Brutal. That was wild.
It was,
but yeah,
brutal.
hopefully much better weather since it's June.
Right. So yeah, there's that. So, and of course we'll be back with a post game show in like 4 hours because there's a game today at 1:35 against the Cubs. So we'll see you guys later. You know we all love you. We know we appreciate you all. Bye-bye.
Peace.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.